How's that? There was an update to a lot of stuff. Welcome. Hello. You should be hearing me now. I can see it. My machine did a update like right at the last second. So I was like, don't do that. Plus I had a hockey game on in the corner. I'll just kind of have to, I'll go back and watch. What's up, Brian? Nice to see you. Welcome aboard. So doing a Fondor design. Now Fondor is, if you are a Battlefront fan, you know that Fondor is a shipyard, an Imperial shipyard that the rebels try to take over, and as Iden Versio, you thwart them, and then it becomes just kind of a background for a starfighter assault. But in the latest Star Wars show, Andor, cheers, by the way, this is the last of the Adelbert's Brewery Mars and Ale. So the brewery is shut down. Long live the king is dead. Long live the king. So cheers to that brewery. In the latest Star Wars incantation, there is a ship called the Fondor. It's a Fondor Haulcraft, which I don't like. I guess it's the first of its kind, and it was a Fondor Haulcraft, which means it was like a tug around the shipyard, but Luthen heavily modified it, and in the last episode you can see some of those modifications, and it was amazing. What's up, Missy? How's it going? I only need 6 more subscribers to 600. Woo! Maybe I'll have a nice subscriber thing on Sunday. We'll see. So, if you can see this is the image that I got up. When you look up Fondor, this is what you get. It's seasoning, from what I can tell. I think it's German. Thanks, Brian. I really appreciate that. Yeah, if you see this, it says Verdelten Geschmack. I think it's just seasoning. I think it's like chicken seasoning or something, which I think is hilarious. So it's a good couple rows of chicken seasoning before you even get the planet, and then a couple more before you get to the shipyard. And it's a while before you even get to Luthen's ship. Like, I don't think you see it in here at all. But his ship is called the Fondor, and I think it's probably named after the place it was built or whatever. But you do see it in the latest episode, and it's kind of an awesome ship. Like, it does some really cool things, and he's really good with it. Like, he knows what he's doing, so let's get cracking, shall we? All right, so the first things first. Do I still have that? Yeah. So in the Ambush on Ferrix set, you get a Luthen. Can't really see him that well. Where's my build cam? I had to take it off the tripod because I was doing some TikTok videos. But this is Luthen from the Ambush on Ferrix set. He I don't like him without like his cloak, and well, he actually says the Fondor. Like, I've got to get back to the Fondor or something at one point, but it is a heavily modified ship. I don't like this minifig. It looks like Tobias Beckett, honestly. I don't like minifigs that can't wear big cloaks. Like, I want him to have a cloak because he always wears big coats, right? And he's got 2 hairstyles. He's got the slicked back hairstyle when he's his normal self, like you see here, right? And then he's got the hairstyle that he puts on when he's affecting his alter ego as the dealer of rare antiquities. So this is kind of like a middle ground, and I'm not really happy with it, but that's the figure that'll go in the Fondor. So my guess is it's meant to look kind of like this picture. It's got kind of a green cloak and gray underneath it. I would have preferred darker gray pants or something. But anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll have to go back and... I think he just says the Fondor. But I'll go back and watch to make sure. But... So it's a pretty basic ship. You can see from this angle, it's kind of got this is a very Star Wars-y, it's got, you know, a wedge, and then it's got two things that kind of go on the back. I've got this photo here to kind of show the engine emplacements. Everyone kept calling these lightsabers. They're not really lightsabers. They're just lasers, right? It's just a burst of laser energy that, you know, spins. It's not like he's fighting or blocking laser bolts. It's kind of a countermeasure. And I think they come out of this section right here on both sides. It's hard to tell, but I will go watch the episode again, because I was kind of thinking, like, to make this in the design actually spring out two little lightsabers. I was trying to figure out a way to do that, you know, doing some mental gymnastics. But so let's start by making the figure. What's up, Fishy? How's it going? Didn't even see that was your comment. Yeah, so this latest episode, I'm going to not try to ruin it by doing too much or talking about it too much, but I will say that this... Hello, Blue. How are you? He really, really used this ship well, and it was an amazing scene between him and the Arrestor cruiser. Also, the Fondor is gone. Checked her on the back. Cool. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when Vel comes in to see, not Lita. What's Luthen's shopkeeper's name, assistant name? All right, take care, Mayo. Yeah, I'm gonna try to put the hockey game back on here, so give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can do hockey, and I'm gonna bring it over here so it's not on screen. Yeah, man, the Avs are not playing well tonight. Clea, thank you. All right, so head wrinkles. I like that it wasn't a terribly long battle. It was just, is this a dual head? No, okay. Hair, curl. His hair has got that like widow's peak thing. Not that bad. Not that. Hair thinning. Trying to think. Just do short. So this is in tan. We need this in flesh, light nougat. And this will be in tan, the hair. I think it's probably going to be this because I don't think they've got the hairstyle for Luthen in here yet. But you guys know what it is. It needs to be kind of thinning a little bit, so that's fine. And then we've got, I'm just going to do robes. Torso robe. Or maybe jacket. Yeah, hopefully there'll be more in the finale. I agree. Torso jacket. So this is approximations. It's not going to be anywhere remotely close. It's just so I can have something to kind of do. We can do dark green on this. We'll hide the colors. Oh, where did that go? All right, this is a new thing. You used to be able to say, don't do colors that don't exist. So I also just upgraded Bricklink, so this may be a new thing that I'm not going to be really happy about. Turn the filter off, maybe? Within selected building palette. What? What is this? Turn the filter off. There we go. Oh, that's a new thing. I don't like the way that's it. I have to get used to that. So it used to be that you could just kind of hide the colors, but now that looks like they've added a feature to do, if you've got a building palette set up already, and a building palette is usually something that you put in here. So you can create a palette here, which is just, you can have certain parts and certain colors. So let's say you need to, you're doing, I don't know why you would limit yourself like this, but let's say you were trying to design something for a contest and the contest rules said you can only use pieces that were available pre something or with certain colors. And you can only use 1x2 bricks, 2x4 bricks, something like that, right? That's why you would build a palette. And usually if you import a model, that model can also be loaded as that palette. So you could also do like a 3-in-1 design where you can only build with what those parts available in that set are. So you can create a palette for that. But so what this is doing now is it's taking this over here and tying the color into a filter that says only use the palette. So I'm going to turn this off and say available colors in Bricklink. And then I'm going to turn the thing off. So because I want to be able to do olive green. So, and then pants or legs. So today I spent, the leg selection on here is even worse, unless they updated it a lot since, this might be all right. I need something that's got robes at the bottom of it that I can kind of color gray again or olive green again. It does look like they've added a few. Still not really anything that I want. Yeah, this is it for robes. So this is gonna look awkward, but it's fine. It's whatever. So I spent today taking apart, oh my god, the shots are 36 to 13. That is not good. I spent today taking apart does he have printed arms? No. The Imperial Hotel? I think that's it. No, La Maison, the Robbie House. Part of the giant thing of architecture sets that I got. And so I took this one apart and it was, it's, oh my God. I don't even know how many, there's probably 1,000, there's probably 1,500 pieces. How many pieces total are in there? I think like 1,800 or something, but there's at least 1,000 red plates, dark red plates from the era that should not have been made in dark red. And it was just there was 771 1x2 plates in dark red. So I'm not parting them out. I'm just taking them all up because he took them apart in chunks. So I'm taking them all apart so I can verify all the pieces are there, right? So I take them all apart, have a nice table full of knolling pieces that have been knolled, set aside into groups. So I can verify that they are all there. And then I will bag them back up. He has these gloves on. And kind of separate them into like bricks and plates and then tiles, right? And the tiles and slopes usually. So it's kind of a mix. So it's not all in one bag. The bigger sets I do that for. The smaller sets, they all go in one bag. It's no big deal. And then I'll put the tile, the fancy tile that's got the printing on. I'll put that in its own little bag so it doesn't get scratched. The instructions are in great shape. So, I was taking this apart the last couple days. 60 should be good. And I only lost about 10 pieces out of 770. Totally, like they totally structurally fell apart. Oh, I can't do this. See, these legs like this, they don't let you bend them. So I can't use those. That's right. Don't know. That was a rookie move. So I took them all apart, and there's no robe here, so I'm just going to do... Yeah, it doesn't matter. That should be all right. And yeah, I only lost like 10 pieces. But I probably chipped. There's probably chips taken off of a good 50. Like I was, you know, I take them all apart and I put them in a Tupperware so I could sort them later. And then I poured the Tupperware out on the table so I could kind of manually go through and count them. And it was like a Christmas tree had lost needles. It's just all these little chips of red. So I was like, oh, this is gross. But I mean, you can always, I counted them all up, figured out how many I was missing, and then contacted Lego and said, here's the set, here's how many pieces I'm missing. I also lost a tile and some 1x1 plates too. They just shattered. So when I eventually go to sell it, I'm going to make some notes and be like, I've ordered some replacement parts. You're really only missing this many parts. And there were a lot of extra 1x2 corners. So I think the set probably... Ah, crap. They scored. Shoot. They're playing Carolina. So, and the Avs look just terrible right now. They just look so awful. But yes, I did contact Lego and said, these are the parts I'm missing. There's a thing in Bricks and Pieces called broken parts. And you can just say it was this set, it's these pieces, and the reasoning is old red parts. And I'm sure they know. So, all right. So this ship is going to be gray. Like, there's no getting around the fact that this is a gray ship. I can't really tell in any of these other images if it's any other colors splashed in there. Like, we might be able to put some dark gray in there. But for the most part, I'm going to go with light gray and then accent it with dark gray. This is also an off-centered cockpit ship. You can see, and this was the joke. I'm going to get rid of this now. Yeah, on the Wikipedia page, it was Fondor Haulcraft. And so yeah, his hair is blonde here, and even this wig here is like gray. So I wish they'd come up with shorter hair for Lego. That's not a stud on top of the head kind of thing. There's a good shot in one of these images that's like from his cockpit. And maybe it's on Google. Because sometimes I try to use DuckDuckGo as much as I can, but sometimes... Okay, here's another good image that gives you more of the front. Yeah, here's the cockpit view, so you can see it's kind of got a Millennium Falcon cockpit here, but it's kind of built into the side over here. That's not the Haulcraft. That's a different ship. Oh, here's a good shot of it being captured by the Arrestor cruiser. There's another good shot of it. You can see this from the trailer. So the way the wings were working, this is the thing that bothers me, is I think the hinges look like... So if you look at this, the hinges are curved down, right? But if you look at this one, the hinges or the wings are also curved up, but they're way up here. So I don't think they flip open. I think they kind of lower. But the hinges on this make it look like they just kind of flip open like this, instead of just kind of going like that. But they also have this configuration like this, right? So it's got a couple hinges in there, and I've got some ideas on how to make that. So this is a modded junkyard ship Gray's work. Yep. There's some HD scenes of the fight scene on YouTube. Looks like some dark gray panels on it. I'm going to go back, and the colors are easy enough to get. So I'm going to go back and rewatch the show and pause it a few times. But I think after this, the next one we'll do is the Arrestor Cruiser, just because I think that's great. I think the fact that they called it a Cantwell class Arrestor Cruiser is pretty baller. I really appreciate that. All right, so this isn't going to be that hard. We're going to change everything here to gray. See, here it'll hide unavailable parts or colors. So we'll start with light gray. And he is going to be sitting in the dead center. He's not going to be sitting off-centered. He's going to be sitting dead center, because it doesn't look like there's really anything on top of this ship. Right about here. So we'll set him right here. If you haven't seen the show yet, and I might be able to do, let's try this, right? R.I.P. Colin Cantwell. The fight scene, the battle with the Arrestor class, or the Cantwell class Arrestor Cruiser, is really great. Like all the little things that Luthen does is kind of amazing. So there's also this part that has a printed, this one, that we can put in here, and it's trans black. So that's, I like that. Oh no, doesn't come in that. See, here's the thing. Now it won't show me what's available. There we go. Light bluish gray. Okay. So I don't think any of these are clear. Yeah, so I think I'd rather do the light bluish gray, but that's going to be sitting over here somewhere, off to the side, maybe completely off to the side. It's kind of wedged in the wedge shape, if you will. I don't think the other side's very sloped, so it'll have a slope right here, and that's where the cockpit will go in. So we might try to do this as wedged slopes, or wedged plates to start. Wedge plates. Let's get some rather large wedge plates in here to start. Maybe these guys. It's a pretty good angle. And then we'll put a plate in there. If you haven't seen it yet, the Colin Cantwell ship, the E.C. Henry did a collaboration with some people and made some Colin Cantwell X-Wings and TIE Fighters, and then he made a short about how they came to be, and it's really good. Like, he gave it all a backstory and everything, and it's just kind of amazing. All right, so this is going to have some sort of thing behind it. Brick round. Which means he's going to have to sit in here somewhere like this, probably a little raised up, like that. And the other side's going to have a wedge. Sloped wedges. I wonder how big we can get on these. So there's new pieces in here too. We can use like this. These come in this shape. That would be very helpful right there. And then we can put stuff in front of it. It's always funny, these ships, they get such weird angles. Like you can tell this kind of drifts toward the back. You can tell this drifts toward the back centered, but this part is a line that comes farther. Like they're going away from each other, but this, it's just the triangles that they make in Star Wars ships are frustrating when you're doing it at this size. So that may not be the exact thing, but there's also these are great. They don't come in gray though, but these are great new pieces. If you've seen, I think they come in white. Trending Bricks new Y-wing, A-wing uses these to great effect. Yeah, it's going to be hard to do a lot of angles at small scale, but I mean, we can do like this. That'll probably be okay. Problem is you can't repeat these underneath. There's no equivalent. So you'd have to just do like 2 more of these plates or something like that. Maybe a little farther back. And I also want to make sure this whole thing looks like a men's shaver or something. It's all these little doodads in the front. And then at some point, this is the hard part too. This is just a cylinder, right? But because of the way the wedge is, the wedge makes it look like it's getting smaller and smaller as it goes back. It's not really. It's still a cylinder all the way back. So that's why I was putting this here, but I don't know how to then hide it without using a big old slope. How close is that to the front? Okay, so that's a little closer. I'm going to move that up a bit. Maybe not that far. There we go. And then we'll get rid of that, and we'll do... He could probably sit right in there. There we go. I can already tell this is going to be one of those ships where I suddenly have it's done and it's 50 pieces. But I'm trying to leave a lot of room back here to do the wing configuration. So because it's going to be very boxy. And I think I can probably do something with these guys to make it so it can move in whatever direction. So it can be lower down like that, or it can kind of come up like that, or go like this. Maybe this one's better. That one might be better. Doesn't come in that color. Okay. I think if you did 2 of these together, that might be all right. And then have a thing with a bar so it can sit on a wing, and you know, it's just kind of really easy stuff. 1x2 plate with bar. I've slowly gotten back into like typing the parts. So there'll be one of these over here. Probably a plate. So sorry about not having a whole lot of preamble before the stream, but how's everybody doing? Realize I didn't really talk to everybody here. So I hope everybody's doing all right. It's gonna be a modified brick. Doing pretty well. You coming to the meeting Sunday? I'm doing all right. A little rundown. There's a lot of people fighting with colds and not feeling well, and yeah, I think it's just like this year must have just hit with the everybody gets a respiratory infection kind of thing. And like I have a friend who, and everybody's tested, nobody's got COVID, but everybody's sick. So I think I'm gonna keep these close, but not. I've totally abandoned the front of this. Have you noticed that? So I don't want this to be upside down wing. When it's in this configuration, I want it to be right side up. So it'll sit like this, and that's as far as it can go. Is that okay? That looks all right. And then these can all lower down, and then this can flip out too. So if we were to do, there's nothing here in either of these shows really the shape of the wings. They're angled, you know? Did you see what I mean? They kind of raise, they kind of do this. They don't flip out like that. But at some point, they also go up. So there's like a whole weird configuration here that I'm not really sure. I don't know. My parts came in, so I was able to finish my Halloween house. I'll have that and the gingerbread mock. Cool. My gingerbread mock, let me see if I can go grab it. I've got parts of it started. I'm trying to do if a gingerbread man were a Gundam. So he's going to have this long barrel for his gun in candy cane colored bricks, and then his shield. All Gundams have a shield. It's going to be like a Christmas tree shield. And then the pilot, since this was the what we got as the seed part, the pilot is going to be an elf. So I got Legolas's ears right here. And then that's the head. I didn't have a whole lot of that color, so that has to be kind of nougaty. And then it's going to sit on a robot body. And then the pilot will sit in here like this. So I still have a lot of work to do, but and hopefully I have some time tomorrow night and Saturday, I guess. So looks like the wing angles are pretty subtle. A 2x6 wedge, maybe 1x6 plate would work for the front. Yeah, I'm going to try not to, like, even these repeated. Plate. when that happens. When the part just disappears for some reason. Trying to see how far they go out to. I think they go to the very edge of the ship, or more. And they do have something that hooks onto, so I can probably do a plate. Oh, they score again? Oh no, it's just a replay. That plate there, and I don't know what they look like from the back, but they've got, yeah, so this is right about there. There. In fact, I don't want that hanging out this bit right here. So let's do, what plate is this? And then we can do like that. Oh, wow. So that doesn't like... Yeah, I was going to say, there's plenty of room there. I don't know why that's doing that. So then if I hinge these down... That's great. Thanks. Do those hinge down? That's great. Thanks. Like how none of this connects. Like these are all things that should be connected to each other, but they aren't. If I hinge this, this should all go, and it's not even doing it now. It's not even giving me a hinge option. Oh, neat. And for whatever reason, now this thing doesn't attach. Yeah, so it can go like this, which I think will be fine. That's a little high. What's up, Mayo? See, it's like they also slide out. Like they don't just rotate like this, but there's like they rotate like this, but then they also slide, right? So they can do all kinds of configurations. I just don't know how to make that slide thing work. Which makes me wonder if I even need this or not. The other thing is now we have to put an engine on the back of this. So there's some thrusters back here, and these are partially angled. Plates. This can be a 1x3 or 3x3. Who's playing tonight, Mayo? What bracket is that, or is it a 3? It is a... It's this plate with the bar in it, and then it's got 2 robot arms, and then it's got a thing right here. Yeah, battle droid arm. Because I can't really tell what the joint is in here. right? I mean, I could recreate it like just like this, but that's not how it moves. Like, oh, you're kidding. We just scored. The shots are 48-14 for Carolina, and Colorado just scored. That is hilarious. Wow. Titans Packers at Lambeau. It was a snowy day at Lambeau Field. My dad's side of the family's from Wisconsin, from just outside Madison. So growing up, it was all Packers all the time. Now one, they come in gray. So I have a cheat for this. This will be a kind of a fun cheat. You can do plate round. Oh, you got some screenshots? Cool. Yeah, I was gonna do that beforehand, but I am what you call in the industry lazy. So that's your cheat there. And then I could put rail plates along here to kind of fill in this gap. Was that it? Is the game over? Did they win? That's it. They won. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so I turned that off now. Yeah, because then we can put tiles over here. Sorry, I got distracted. Tile around, get some of these in. Actually, not that. We want... What is this craziness? Look at that. Look how beautiful. What colors do these come in? Medium, nougat, and tan. Well, those are useless colors for me, but look how pretty. I need these to be in trans blue like yesterday. Wouldn't even need this stuff in there. Oh, man. Can you imagine? All right. So, for now, because they don't come in that fancy color... Yeah, I haven't even seen those. I don't know what set those come in. That's really special. Oh, can't do that. It's too much junk in the back. This needs to be shorter. Let's do a 6. Let's get rid of that. Let's move that over here. What about half size of those? I think maybe if you're doing this, you don't need the regular piece plates. It seems a bit too wide now. Like the whole thing. Actually, I think this is wrong too. I'm going to do something else with this. I'm going to keep this wing shape, but I do not like this anymore. It's too many pieces. It's too unwieldy. But man, I really want it to be able to do the things that's the thing. Like I really want it to be able to do the thing the actual ship does. I mean, I figured out how to do the Stinger Mantis at this size, so we should be able to do this. You can go if you're adding the curve. Maybe. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. That can be a 2x4 plate. I mean, you know, we don't see the top of the wings. Hang on. Hang on. I think I may have got it. Maybe use a 1x1 brick with the studs on all sides, plus the 1x1 plates with the clip on top. Yes. So I just don't know where you're talking about. Oh, I see. Yeah. So these need to scooch in. So, and I also need to put it over here too. Yeah, okay. So this may be a little tricky, but I'm trying to think of how I can do this. One by one brick. So, yeah. These guys, these Travis bricks. I just don't know where you're talking about, like, and then a modified tile. As the wing connected point. Yes. So what I'm thinking of doing is trying to figure out how to do maybe not this, but I can see it in my head. I'm just having a hard time figuring out how to do it in real life. So this guy sits there. And then so these can rotate this way, and then bring that robot arm back. Because you can do this guy here. I don't know where he would attach to in there. Yeah, those robot arms weren't too bad. Now I gotta remember what I did. A clip on both ends, and then use the other two studs for the cylinder thing between them. Are you talking about like the whole ship? The cylinder thing between them? This thing? That's really small. Like we're not, I don't think we're, oh, that thing. Okay. This part. Gotcha. So then this guy can sit here with the... I thought you meant like the... I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, because then you can put round tile if you wanted to, on this side, like that. And then that's that part. And both sides if you wanted to. And then this would be a brick. Where is it? I like the idea though, so let's take a look and see what we come up with. We'll work through it. That's the whole point of this. This is all fun. We can do it in an hour and a half. It's too easy. I've done it before, but if we can do it in an hour and a half, it's too easy. Ships like this sometimes that have a lot of moving parts are really more even complicated than giant capital ships. Yeah, we can move the connection point inwards, and then we can actually cover it over the top with something. This slope right here stops. So this could, from here over, it can be covered. And it only has to move a little bit. So what am I doing? I'm trying to remember. Let's bring this guy back. Put him in here. Who's this guy hitting? It's fine. It's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Because we can replace this with wedge plate. These guys, so they don't run into anything over there, so they can lay flat. The lighting is off on this. Let's turn him so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so now this can lay flat. So that's good. So now I just need to figure out how to attach it to this. And have this actually be a little lower. Nope, higher it is. It was right the first place. See, then we can cover that with a... just for now. Then add an inverted 1x1 bracket with the downward facing edge and hollow stud under the 2x2 wedge plate on the body for the laser. Okay, I'm gonna have to dissect that here in a second, because it sounds like there's been a lot of thought put into that, and I want to make sure I give it its due. All right, so an inverted 1x1 bracket. So we need to find a bracket. Inverted 1x1 bracket with a downward facing edge and a hollow stud under the 2x2 wedge plate on the body for the laser. Other type. A 1x1 bracket. This is the only 1x1 bracket. So this is the regular and this is the inverted. Oh, you mean the neck? This thing? Haha. 1x1 in bracket on the downward facing edge and a hollow stud under the 2x2 wedge. Like that? Yeah, so this thing up in the front here, these are like, I don't know what those are. Those are greebles. These wedges are going to be great for under here. But what I'll probably do is for these, I'll do that. My favorite part, these guys. For those are just kind of ubiquitous laser wingtip things. But up front here, whoa, I am going to do, I almost want to shorten this and put where's the brackets? What's up, Macro? How's it going? Under the wings is a 2x2 wedge. These guys? You mean in the back? Because that's the back, and that's the front. These are like a 2x6 wedge plate. And then up here, I'm going to do, I still want to do a bracket, although I hate using brackets a whole lot, and I'll tell you why in a second, but I'm going to put one of these guys here. See, what I wish we had, I hate that key. There's a key on here that absolutely minimizes everything in the world. I guess I could, yeah, I can keep that up there. And then, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, big brain on blue. These things in here loaded up with these things for the laser shooters. For the sideways lightsabers. Or the sideways laser countermeasures. That's great. That's gonna have to be worked in there. That's so great. I was actually thinking of just doing they're right under the connection point of this trapezius thing. This guy right here. These guys right here. So there's another, yeah, these 2x2 wedges right here. So this connection point right here, right? That one, this one, that one right there, this one, that one. I wonder how far we can zoom in. Wow, goodness. Right there, that one, that big stud. A trapezium thing between the wings. Oh, are we looking at this? This section right here? There's a trapezium thing between the wings. Is it in the wings? I thought this countermeasure was... Is it in the wings or is it in the hull? I'm gonna have to go back and look at the thing. Take care, Brad. You too. I will not be here Thursday night, obviously, but I'll be here Sunday. Countermeasures in the hall. Is this the countermeasure right here? I thought this was it. I forgot that this was in here. We're going to have to add that. And I was thinking of something funky for that. We can get rid of this guy right here. Man, that'd be great if there was enough room for this. There might be, if I move this whole thing back. One, and then load that up here. And then it only really works if the wings are above it. If I look at the wing, there's a gap. That gap right there. That gap right there. This cutout. That would have to be, like, I get it. Like, if the wing's in place, kind of like the... cut out right under the connection point. This thing right here. This little thing. The Imgur link you sent. Where did you send it? Did you send it on Instagram? Nope. Did you put it in the chat and I didn't see it? No, that's fine. Let's go. You know what? Let's go to Imgur and do Fondor. That's not much better. But that's a pretty good image. Haulcraft. Andor. Ship. What did you do for the search for it? Luthen ship. Oh, I wish I could play. I wonder if I played it. I'll tell you what. We're going to move it. Okay, cool. I was going to say, I'm going to move this over here and do Disney. And I'm just going to kind of pull up a screen. Messages. Request. Hi, Blue. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, there is a gap there. Good eye. So that gap is basically on the hinge. So do the countermeasures come out from underneath that? Or do they come out from this? I don't think there's... Because there's not a... There's... and I lost it here. So there's this thing... I think this is just like another... That's just another, like, hatch, docking, something. So this is the... It looks like the countermeasures come out of... it's hard to tell here. So you're right, they must come out of here, but these bend out of the way to give them room for that. That sound good? Does that sound like what we're all agreeing to here? Yeah, okay, so that works. Except they come out of the body below. Down here. So they come out below this hinge, below here. So if we were going to do that in the build, Macro Bricks, favorite Star Wars ship? Well, currently this one. Because, I don't know if you saw the last episode, but this thing is a monster. So they would technically come out from underneath here. And we could move this. No, not hinge. I forget what hide is sometimes. This can be a 6x plate. I'm going to go on record and say I think my favorite ship's still a B-Wing. It doesn't make any sense as a ship. And I love it. It's one of the first ships I think I saw because the Millennium Falcon's a big hunk. Right? It's just a big hunk of thing. And everyone's like, oh, that's cool. And it's off-centered. And it's like, okay, great. X-Wings look like planes. A-Wings look like planes. Y-Wings are the first ones I feel like didn't look like planes, but they still made sense. There was like spaceship with thrusters. The B-Wing was just weird, right? Maybe sideways mounting spring shooters if you're just going with that. Just meant the projectiles and hollow studs for them. Yeah. Oh, just the stud shooters. Shooters. I forget what they're called in projectile. So I wonder if they'll exist. Oh, gotcha. So don't actually put the shooters in here. Just use these things. And then just, if you want to, you can add them on. Yeah, that's cool. Because, I mean, you can attach these with anything. Hollow stud, like you were saying. You can also do, like, Technic bricks. There's a 1x1 Technic brick. The hinges. I see what you're going. Okay. Yeah, this wedge under here, this little bit right here, it's all coming together now. It's hard to get that in chat, but I appreciate you hanging with me on that. I still am going to try to make this work because at this point I still need to put wedges under here to make it a wedged shape, and that would hide a lot of this. I think it'd be cool. What was I doing? I got distracted. So that could go here. I have to make sure to tie this all together. So that's tied together. I'm gonna have to tie that up here. This is gonna have to be connected here. So if we get rid of this, because that really isn't gonna be needed. And raise that up. What's your favorite ship, Macro? Yeah, that's not too bad, dude. Now, here's the thing, is they are off-centered, so it's not going to be exact, but I like the... all the years that I've hated stud shooters, I'm going to put in spring-loaded blasters in this so it can do the thing. But I get what you're saying. Like, you can just attach these on either side and have them be all cool. Zap. Because they are very long. You could probably also do... these guys, I think these are longer, and you can attach them on a stud, but they got a ball on the end of it. You could still color them that color. These are 80 cents. These are a dime a dozen. So, but yeah, just, you know, when you're ready. Oh, I hate that key. That's not the escape key. Actually kind of like that. And then you can flick. The cool thing is you can lower the wing over that gap, and as soon as it hits that gap, it fires it. As soon as you lower the wings. So that's not bad. It's dumb, but I love it. And yeah, you can just like do wedge plate. something like this under here. And then it's, you know, it's all the wedge you need right up there. Still might put this back over here. Oops. And still we'll put this over here. And then let's do a 1x2 plate. This will definitely have to be one that I build in real life before I push it out to the rest of the world, because I'm gonna make sure all this holds together. That's okay up there. This is gonna end up being a 1x4. This will just be a brick. Oh, let's do. I just need to figure out how to attach this to something. So I'm playing God of War right now, and 2018, so I can play, so I can go back and play Ragnarok later. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. Thanks, man. Let's check that out. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to get for like the go back and like freeze frame it from the show. This is great too, because now I can see what the back engine looked like. And I may try to have these things pop up. Actually, I don't think they popped up, did they? They just shot out of these. The vents. Oh, they did pop up slightly by the looks of it. Right there. That was super cool. 2x2. Hey, what's up, Travis? Good to see you. I didn't see you sneak in there. I think there's a 2x2 round brick with a Technic hole through it that you could plant with a jumper plate. There's a 2x2 round brick with a Technic hole. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I can just do this. And then these come in gray. I forget. They do. And then a jumper. Gotta get the right one. Okay. Boom. This may be more. How does it fit on here with that? What was I saying? Actually, I think I want it like that. Honestly, it could probably, if this was... No, that's good. They went from angled to parallel. Oh, I want this out here like that. Replace the 2x2 second 2x cylinder with another one mounted 90 degrees for that thin side plating, maybe. Oh, yeah. Is that the same level? as the cockpit. It's yeah, it's pretty much level with that. Slightly above the midline. If we're thinking the midline is right here, it's slightly above that. This is such a weird angle because it's like from right here. So everything looks like it's available, but it's not really. This we can do. Bracket. Nope, one or the other one. And then one of these. Uh-oh. It's getting in the way. So he may have to come up. It's alright, because I need that tile in here for his seat. Let's mark that as reddish brown. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't get in the way. Okay. Oh, I see. Yep. And actually, I want to put plate round. This is a very done by committee ship, and I'm here for it. You will all get free access to the instructions. Actually, what's up, Glenn? I'm going to try something. This raises it a little too much. So I'm going to do a what the world's coming to. That can't be right. Yeah, it's not. And by the time I raise that enough, no, they're the same height. Okay. These aren't attached to anything anyway. What was that attached to? The thing on top? But then what was that attached to? Nothing, you see? So let's do, because I like that. And I like this. And then he's not nearly as in the way. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Can also do yeah, this is the, and then they can shoot out. It was my idea. Well, it was partly my idea. This was Blue and I were hashing over. He was just thinking to put like some 1x1 brackets underneath here, and then just stick these in the holes of the 1x1 bracket and have them kind of sticking out the sides. Not functional, just stick them there so you could do the move and then you can take them off, right? I was like, oh no, we should put them in there like for good, and then you can shoot them out. They're off-centered, but I don't know. I thought it was funny. I thought it was great. I think it's a cool thing. We'll see how it works. A 2x2 wedge and covered up from underneath. So I was also thinking of doing because this will go down a little bit. Your Fondor for it. I think the most clever thing that I've seen from this show is there's a channel on YouTube called Star Wars Explains, and yeah, I think I just want to leave the wings that size. I don't think they need to be any bigger than that. Although they are kind of... These stupid things. Yeah, I may have to replace this. That may be too bulky. Blue, I think you were right about that. Once we originally got that in there, that may be too bulky. See, the wings, if you look at it here, you can tell they're maybe half as wide as the ship, and these are about a third as wide as the ship. So yeah, maybe one more. So if we go back to having that one 2x6 here, or something really long, maybe a 1x10 to hold it all together. Maybe a 1x8. And we'll put a little thing in here to hold it for now. I wasn't going to add the railing to get the curve. I was thinking of doing the railing to get... I was going to do the railing somewhere. Where was that? Because you can get a curve again by doing... It's maybe too much. Like that. Maybe too many pieces, but if there are 1x3 double pip jumpers with the same tile or trans vent at the end, yes, because I think these may be 3 wide anyway. What I'd really like, I don't know if you saw these earlier, Travis, because we were in here looking at cool stuff, but look at this monstrosity. What? Like, can you even? I mean, how perfect would that be if they were the right color? Which they can't be. But I mean, these are, you could, you know, slightly bend these. Right? Oh, man. Pill Tile, yeah. Oh, that's a great name. I love it. Pill Tile. Oh. All right, well, I have had it with this ship for tonight. Oh, are they? Okay, cool. I don't get Minecraft sets, so there are things that I miss out on because I don't get that or friend sets that have really cool part usage. But I think this is a good start. I got some cool ideas to work with on this. Thank you guys very much for helping out. Blue is really good hanging out with you. Please do come back anytime. I'm usually here Thursday nights and Sunday morning. So if you're around then, feel free to stop back in. I think Sunday I might do... Trying to think. I got a couple sets, but they're Christmas sets, so I don't know what I don't have anything to build really. And I'll need to also be getting ready for our lug meeting, so it'll depend on how much I get done for the lug meeting. Yeah. So, oh, you know what I didn't do this whole time is an hour and a half. Glenn, where were you? You were supposed to help me do this. Fondor, and I will call it a Haulcraft because he calls it the Fondor, but I mean, we can call it anything we want. Yeah, so thanks for being here, everybody. Have a great weekend. If this is the last time I see you, have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Have fun with your family. Be safe traveling. And yeah, thanks, Glenn. Gotcha. I'm going to go play some God of War until midnight again and blow my eyes out. Yeah, Fondor's the shipyards from BF2. That's why I was a little... He's like, I'm going to take him back on the Fondor. And I'm like, the shipyard? You're taking the whole shipyard. So I think, and this goes back to the beginning of the stream, I think this ship was probably developed at Fondor, but it was used as a tug. It was used to like move other ships around or deliver parts to and from the shipyard. And I think the connections on the front were things were like probably plugged into other ships so it could control them or remote move them or something. Just a little bit of backstory about what I think this ship did. And so this was a prototype or this was one that he maybe stole. Maybe he was a ship designer, something, and he had this custom made for him, and it was made at Fondor, so he just called it the Fondor. I don't know if the world is Fondor. That's what the planet's around. But yeah, it was in Battlefront 2. There was a big scene of it with you and Iden Versio defending a Star Destroyer. And it's one of the more fun levels of Starfighter Assault. So, and I still play the ship, or play the game every day. So, but right now I'm going to go play God of War 2018. So, yeah. So thanks again for being here, everybody. And I will talk to you soon. Have a great week and a great weekend. Bye.